What's up, guys? Sylus Williams with Team Innova Disc Golf, one-time junior disc golf world champion, and this is what's in my bag. Started off with the putting putters. I am repping with the Halo Nexus AVRs. So this is what I used to putt with. These are really money for like wind shots, and they're really grippy. So anything inside 30 feet, I'll be using the Nexus AVRs. Oh, baby. Throwing putters, I do have a lot of these. We'll start off with like my straight to flippy. Starting off with like my flippy guy. This is a C-Line P3X. Has an ace on it, really flippy. I could put this on a slight bit of hyzer and it just flips right over. And then this is a new con that they just came out with. It's a bottom stamp, and this is pretty straight, kind of like this Toro right here, but the Toro is just a little bit more dumpy to the left. And this Toro pretty much accomplishes the same thing. And then this one's my most overstable putter that I have. This is another, it's a Champion Glow Toro. This thing is really good. Put this on a flex line and it just hyzers right back out, so really good for shots in the woods. All right, moving on to the mid-ranges. I have 4 in the bag now. This is something I'm still experimenting with. It's like a Sonic mold. This is the Alien. It's the pre-release stamp. This thing is really overstable, really slow. So I can put this on a hyzer, it stays on hyzer. I can throw it straight, it stays straight. I can put it on anhyzer, it stays on anhyzer. It's a really good utility disc. I don't really have a straight mid-range, but the straightest mid-range I have right now is a Star Camryn. I've had this in my bag for about a year now, so I can just throw this straight and then it just slightly dumps left. This Camryn pretty much accomplishes the same thing, but it's a little bit more overstable, so I can just throw it just a slight bit flatter and it dumps more left. And then this is my flippiest mid-range, C-Line MD3. Accomplishes the same thing this putter does, but it's a little bit straighter and longer. All right, moving on to the fairway drivers. Start off with my Eagles. I only have one. I lost all of my other ones. So this is like pretty much my straight to overstable fairway driver. That's for like accuracy shots. So the Halo Eagle has been really great this year. Firebirds, I carry currently 3. This one is my flippiest one. This one I could put on a slight bit of hyzer and it just flips all the way up to flat. This one pretty much accomplishes the same as this other one, except when I throw this thing flat, it hyzers, it wants to hyzer out more than this one. Then this one's my most overstable Firebird that I have. Due to this Halo plastic, it wants to dump more left. So it's really good for these headwind shots that we have out here in the wind in the south. And then my flippy drivers, I usually swap between these back and forth. So I use these for like warmer weather. I use the Dark Rebel for warmer weather. And I usually use the Hawkeye more for like colder weather. So these two are really flippy. So these are like my longest fairway drivers. These fill a slot between my distance and my fairway drivers. So I have had this Phantom Sword in my bag for probably about a few months now. It pretty much accomplishes the same thing an Eagle does, but it just goes a little bit farther. And I'm also experimenting with this Halo Savant. It much accomplishes the same thing that does, but it's just a slight bit more flippy and it glides a slight bit more. And we're now getting to the fun part, the distance drivers. So I have many distance drivers. I'll start with the odd ones out. This is the Halo Juggernaut. This thing is really overstable. I can put this thing on a huge anhyzer line and I can just hyzer it right back out. It's just really overstable and good for headwind shots. Bosses for max distance shots. So this one I use for like my max distance shots. I could put this thing on a slight hyzer, it flips all the way over. I could probably get about 500 to 520 feet out of this one. These are a little bit more overstable than this boss. These are my Halo bosses. This one's pretty much just goes straight and then just dumps left. And this one pretty much accomplishes the same thing that the other one does, but I use it for more headwind shots. So then these are like my really controlled distance drivers. I really like the Red Star Destroyers. These are money. This has been in my bag for quite a while now. Parker Morrow, shout out. This thing has been really money. This thing is really glidey, and I pretty much throw this thing like the boss, but I can just get a little less distance out of it. And this is the same thing with this one. I'm just trying to get it seasoned in. We're going over the splash pad. Do it for the fans, right?
Do it for the fans. GGB.
GGB. GGB. Oh my gosh, I did it. And then these, I've kind of dumped down on my Halo Destroyers a little bit, but this is what I'm carrying for my Halo Destroyers. This is like my straightest one that I have, and this one pretty much accomplishes the same thing. But yeah, these are equally as overstable, and I really like throwing these for really, really overstable shots. And then this is probably my most overstable destroyer I have. This is Pokemon dye. Got this from Greasy Dyes. This is also another shout out. Thank you for this dye. This is really overstable. I can put this on a Spike Heiser line, and this pretty much accomplishes the same thing that this Halo boss does. And the bag itself, this is the Innova Safari Pack. You can get this on InnovaProShop.com. And that is what's in my bag. Thank you, Innova Champion Discs, Rob Dry Sacs, for supporting me this season. And I will catch you guys later. World Champ out. World Champ out. World Champ out.